Good morning, students. Welcome back to another session of English. So, today in this session, we are going to cover the topic the Kite Festival, which is 3.2 in your textbook. Okay, so let's see the chapter. The Kite Festival. Years ago, the Harris mother would often say to her restless son, who needed to be kept busy during his holidays, "Why don't you fly a kite?" And then the little boy would happily pick up his kite and run into the field. Okay, so what are they saying? That during the holidays, now what do students do? They're usually at home, right, spending their time, or some students are usually outside playing. So this boy who used to just stay at home and harass her mother, so her mother was literally frustrated, and he to spend his time, to spend his time outside and not to make him harass, not to make her harass, what she used to do was she used to say that child that go out and fly a kite. So she knows that this is okay, time consuming, and that children would be outside. Okay, so harassed is either troubled or stressed out. Okay, so just to make herself free and not to get disturbed by that child, the mother used to send the child outside to fly the kites, and the little boy would happily pick up the kite and go into the field. Okay, so he was also happy that okay, mama has given permission to fly the kite. So even he used to go happily to fly the kite. That, of course, was in the past, when the only kites available were made of kite paper and thin wooden frame. Everyone remember? In childhood also हम लोग ने ये सारी पतंग उड़ाई रहेगी, right? The one which is usually of paper and only stick. Kite flying has come a long way since then, with the invention of motorized and even fiberglass kites to compete with the old-fashioned kites. Okay, but this was long back. Come a long back. This was long back. Matlab, it's been years now that we have now coming away a long way is we have been progressed, we have developed. So that was way back when people used to fly only that paper and stick wala kite. Now we have come a long way, we have developed, and now we have the invention of motor wala kites, and also the fiberglass kites. Okay, which can be seen flying in different parts of India and also in the world. Today, kite flyers can be found in different parts of the world, carrying different types of kite, waiting for the right winds. Okay, that this is like a craze in everyone. Okay, everyone has craze of flying kites, no matter what age that person is, no matter what, they're just waiting to fly the kite, and they're just waiting for proper wind. आप लोग ने सुना रहेगा, आप लोग भी शायद प्रॉपर हवा देखते रहेंगे, राइट? वी सी ना, नहीं नहीं यहाँ पे हवा अच्छी नहीं आ रही, रुको दूसरे साइड जाके we will fly. So even people from various parts of world are waiting to fly the kite in the proper winds. Understood? Next, kite flying has a long history. There are many Greek, Indian, and other mythological stories which tell us about human beings wanting to or flying to, trying to fly. Okay, that kite flying is a long history. There are many Greek soldiers or Greek mythological stories, Indian stories, which tells us that human beings is always fond of flying kites. It's a festival which has been since past many years. Over a period of time, this desire of humans and the imagination probably led to the invention of kites. So that is only the reason why we have now varieties of kites available. Why? Because everyone is interested in flying kites since ages. So every time they try finding out new and new kites, invention of new and new kites, and that is the reason why we are able to see varieties in kites. There are many. Okay, Yeah, and it is likely that the box kite designed more than 100 years ago later inspired others to create power driven aeroplanes. Okay, have you seen box kite? I'll show you the picture over here somewhere. Yeah, this is called box kites. Okay, so it's been developed like 100 years ago, and that is how, just taking the shape into the mind. Considering the shape of that kite, we now inspired others to create power driven aeroplanes. Okay, so aeroplanes are also designed taking the structure of box kite in the mind. Understood? In India, however, the tradition of flying kite has not changed. But in India, it has not changed. It's the same, be it during the coming of spring, which is celebrated as Basant, or during the festival of Makar Sankranti. People of all ages go into the open to try their luck with the kites, right? We have all seen during Makar Sankranti, Jan ke period mein aata hai, right? Everyone is so excited, like आप आई गेस एक वीक पहले से सब स्टार्ट हो जाता है. देर आर सो मेनी काइट्स इन द मार्केट्स एंड ऑल ऑफ द स्काई इज फिल्ड विद काइट्स. एवरीवन आर फाइटिंग आउट देयर, everyone is screaming and all stuff, right? So in India it already starts during Basant, which is spring, or during Makar Sankranti. And people from all ages, as I said earlier, that even starting from kid to young generation kids, or be an aged people, everyone is excited to fly kites and try their luck. In towns and cities where open spaces are difficult to find, terraces and rooftops are often the use for traditional sport, right? Over here, it's very rare that people go out in the ground, because since itna kam ground hai hamare paas available, so what people do is they go to the terrace and rooftops and try their luck with the kites. In Gujarat, Makar Sankrant is kite flying day, right? Makar Sankranti is also known as kite flying day. Traditionally celebrated on Jan 13th or 14th, it is a holiday when people meet outdoors to cut each other's kite. Okay, so during these days, people usually meet outdoors, and what they do, they fly kite and then cut each other's kite. This day also coincides with the festival of Uttarayan, when the sun is said to begin the journey through the northern hemisphere, right? Coincides occur at the same time. So during Makar Sankranti also there's one more festival which comes along, and which is called as Uttarayan. Everyone might have heard about Uttarayan, right? It is when the sun is, what do we say, कि अब sun will begin its journey from northern hemisphere, right? The people of Gujarat celebrates Uttarayan with a lot of enthusiasm, and all business comes to a grinding halt for a couple of days. Okay, so in Gujarat, you might have seen Gujarat, maybe there's a huge kite festival which takes place in Ahmedabad. Okay, so they are also saying the same thing, that this Uttarayan, the kite festival, during this period, it is celebrated in a great off, like everyone comes together and it is a great celebration, and everyone's business come to a grinding halt, that for a period of that much amount of time everyone is into, like everyone has stopped their work and everyone is into kite flying. It is also a celebration to mark the end of winter, right? As soon as winter ends at that time, the kite flying begins at dawn and continues without a pause throughout the day. It starts from the dawn. Dawn is early morning, okay? And then it ends sham tak, when till the time when you're not able to see the kites in the sky, right? दोपहर में भी people are there out, फिर they play music and all stuff. देखा है ना आप लोगों ने? Have you all seen मकर संक्रांति celebration at your place, at your neighbor's place, or somewhere over there in TV might be? People of all ages gather on terrace or rooftops. Friends, neighbors, even total strangers compete with one another, and cries of trump rend the air when someone cuts the line of a rival. Okay, trumps rend the air. Rend is tear the air when someone cuts the line of rival. Okay, now what do you mean by this line? That it basically means that everyone is so excited, and it's not like that we only compete with friends. If we see a beautiful kite which is close to our kite, or if someone which is above us, we tend to cut their kites, right? So we don't know who's that person who's flying that kite. So they are saying the same thing, that over here the kite flying is done within everyone. Somewhere someone is stranger, or somewhere people are your friends, but everyone, right from kids to ages, take part in this, and they keeps shouting when they cut someone's kite. Okay, a wonderful variety of kites is seen, and the fuzzy buyer can choose what he wants. Okay, that during this period, you over here also you can see most of the varieties, but to make this line a true sense, you can see a lot of varieties when you go to Gujarat. Like the streets are filled with kites, varieties of kites all around. Like you'll get tired, but the list won't end. Like आप घूम घूम के थक जाओगे, but you will see varieties of kites. Fuzzy is seen, and the fuzzy buyers can choose what he wants. Fuzzy is the very choosy one, very selective one, कि जो बहुत selective होते हैं ना, no, I want this type of kite only. So even they will get tired, but they can see a lot. मतलब वो लोग भी थक जाएंगे वैसे, but उनको भी सब टाइप की kites मिलेगी. Understood? There is music in the air, and traditional delicacies are specially prepared for the day. Okay, that as I said earlier, to spend that time, there is music system which is launched on the terrace, nearby terrace, and also there are delicacies. Delicacies is food items. Various types of food items are also made during that period of time. I guess Tirgul bhi wahi tabhi banta, right? Tirgul also we eat during that time only. Yeah, the famous of all which we eat during Makar Sankranti is Tirgul, right? So yeah, various delicacies are specially prepared for that day. Held on the same day, the bigger event, however, is the International Kite Festival at Ahmedabad, organized by the Gujarat State Tourism Corporation, and it is held either at the Sardar Patel Stadium or the Police Stadium, right? Have you been to Sardar Patel Stadium? I've been there in Ahmedabad, which is a huge one, and there is this festival, as I said earlier, which is International Kite Festivals. I will link some pictures. I'll share some pictures with you all. You can see. These are the kinds of kites you can find in Sardar Patel Stadium. The huge one, the huge and different in colors, different in varieties. It's just amazing. You should actually see. If you haven't seen, you can just search on Google or search some videos for that. It's beautiful out there. Next, this popular festival attracts international kite flyers who demonstrate their skills in flying exotic kites, and local champions as well. Exotic is belonging to faraway lands. So people from various parts of world come over here to celebrate this festival, because it's an international festival, and even they showcase their talents of flying kites. Little Indian paper kites compete with those from Japan, USA, UK, and other countries. Okay, so these Indian people, they compete with different people from various countries. Excited spectators watch in awe as marvelous shapes such as eagles and snakes soar into the skies. As I showed you earlier, this was a picture of, I guess, an animal, right? So such kind of kites are made of animals, and what are spectators? Spectators are the viewers, the one who see the function, the audience. They watch with awe. Awe is like full wonder. They are all amazed to see all kinds of huge shaped kites in the sky. One of the highlights of this festival is the Patang or Kite Bazaar in the heart of Ahmedabad, which is open for 24 hours a day for a whole week. As I said earlier, in Gujarat you'll see different kinds of kite, and वो time पे कैसा होता है, that period is particularly known for earning, like the one who sells kite are the one who earns a lot during that period of time. You might have seen, right, लोग जाके सिर्फ एक पतंग नहीं लेके आते, they bring in stocks. Okay, so different kinds of kites at different kinds of prices, and thus this is a beautiful time with the local sellers of Gujarat earns a lot. So what do? They keep a shop open for 24 hours for a week. Okay, so at that time, वो 7 days may they have earned a lot. Okay, a visit to this bazaar in the middle of the night is enough to prove the entire city is obsessed with kites. Okay, means what? That ऐसा नहीं 24 hours open रखा है, so there are no people during night. If you go at the night time also, in the middle night also, you'll see the same crowd. The whole road is filled with people. Why? Just to buy all those kites. So this is how you can tell that the people over there are obsessed is totally occupied with the thing, that they totally are involved into that thing. Obsessed बोलते ना, that they want this festival to happen. They're completely obsessed. people People crowd the streets and buy their stocks, haggling through the night. Okay, that people buy all of the kites which they want, and they're completely filled. The streets are completely filled with people and haggling through the night. Haggling is bargaining. That everywhere you see the sound, अरे नहीं भैया इतने का नहीं इतने का, because the road is completely filled with buyers. Okay, I'll insert a picture if I get one of the Gujarat streets usually at that time. Okay, the night time one. Next, skill craftsmen demonstrate age-old kite making skills and how to prepare the special thread used for kite flying. Okay, so the skill craftsmen who are into this business since years and years, who knows how kite are made, how the threads are made, they demonstrate this whole thing in front of audience to let them know that how kite is prepared, how the thread is prepared. Mixtures of glue and ground glass cover the lines which are dried and rolled onto reels known as firkis. These lines are so sharp that carelessly used they can even cut your finger. Okay, so then they demonstrate that how the ground glass and the glue is mixed together and how the thread is prepared, and then they further cover the thread on the राउंड शेप रील्स, राइट, हम लोग देखते वो वी ऑल नो फिरकीज, राइट. तो फिरकीज पे हाउ दे कवर द thread, how they make the thread is completely shown to the viewers out there, to the buyers out there. Okay, and who shows the demonstrate? The skill craftsmen, the one who are skilled into it, जिनको बहुत नॉलेज है ये सब चीज़ों की. Okay, and they are telling that this thread is so sharp that if you don't take proper care, if you don't take proper attention, you might even cut your finger. The excitement does not end with nightfall. That it's not there that okay शाम हो गई चलो अब the kites are not visible in the sky and it's done. It's not like that. The main thing happens during night time. Can you guess what is it? Night में क्या होता है during मकर संक्रांति? The anyone, any guesses? The tukkals are my favorite part of Makar Sankranti. Do you guys know what is tukkals? The lighted up lamps, the paper lamps which we blow. Let us see further. The excitement does not end with the nightfall. Now it's time for illuminated box kites. Illuminated is the lighted up box kites, often strung on one line to be launched into the sky. सबको पता है, राइट, हम लोग सब एक साथ वो कैंडल्स छोड़ते हैं आसमान में. आई विल शो यू द पिक्चर विच लुक्स सो ब्यूटिफुल इन द नाइट व्हेन एवरीवन लीव्स इट इन द लाइन. Called tukkals, they add a grand beauty to the dark sky and compete with the brilliance of the stars. Okay, that okay सुबह तक तो ठीक है, everyone is flying kites, but night time, during night when all of them are left in one line, all of them are flying in one line, they looks beautiful and they when they go high up in the sky, they looks like they are shining in the sky, and they looks like stars, and sometimes they even look like fireflies. Okay, so that was it for today's chapter. I hope you have understood what the chapter is trying to say. It was all about Kite Festival, that how Kite Festival have its own importance and how it is celebrated all over the world, and especially in Gujarat. Okay guys, understood? Now let us come to the warming up session part. Okay, on page number 61, warming up. Cut out the wrong kites. Okay, so you have to cut out the wrong ones. Now noun, there are 4 words given out there, and you have to cut the one which is the wrong one. So noun, what do you think, which are the noun over here, students? Tell me. First one is, which one is the first word? The first word is festival. Okay, so the second is celebration, the third is tradition, and the fourth is competition. So you have to cut the wrong one. So इसमें से कौन सा नाउन नहीं है उसको आपको कट करना है. Let me know which one is not a noun. Everyone is a noun, right? Festival हो गया, celebration हो गया, tradition, competition, all is common noun. So there's no wrong kite, and all of them are right. Now coming to the second one, the verbs. Okay, festivity, celebrate, trade, and compete. Out of this, which one is not a verb? The festivity is not the verb, so you'll cut festivity. Now third one, adjective, festive, celebrity, traditional, and compare. Which one is not an adjective? Celebrity and compare, right? Now the next one, name the festivals that you enjoy the most, filling the facts about the festival. Now this is something like a PR question. You have to answer, personal response question. The name of the festival is asked, which according to you is the favorite festival of yours. Then when it is celebrated, as we saw, Makar Sankranti is usually during January. So which is your favorite festival, and at what period it is celebrated? Why is it celebrated? The reason behind it, how it is celebrated, and what do they do? Like as in kite flying, we say people go to rooftops and they fly kite, there are music all around and stuff. So you have to say that which one is your festival, the festival which you have mentioned, why it is celebrated, special cuisine made during that festival. हमारे हर एक फेस्टिवल में हर कोई ना कोई एक स्पेशल क्यूजिन रहती है. Then be it पूरन पोली, चकली, what else, काजू कतरी and stuff, right? Other special features, what are other special features of that festival? You have to write. Like this is like a personal response question, and I shouldn't give the answer because you guys should answer this question. Okay, then comes the chapter, the questions which are besides the chapter, like which are sideways the chapter. Like when you come to page number 62, you can see the pink question, that how did the kites of the past were different from the modern ones. Okay, so we saw in the past there were kites which were made of papers and third wooden frames, but now we have kites which are motorized and fiberglass. Okay, so just all of these questions you have to write. I'll explain you in short, but you have to write in detail. Next one, when is the kite flying at the peak in India? When it is in the peak of India, we saw it's during the coming of spring, which is celebrated as Basant, and during the festival of Makar Sankranti. Okay, the third one, how do they celebrate the kite flying festival in Gujarat? So in Gujarat we saw the Makar Sankranti is celebrated on 13th and 14th, which is usually a holiday, and when people meet outdoors and fly kites and cut each other's kite, right? Come on 63, the right side. Why is the kite festival at Ahmedabad too special? Okay, so why is it special, students? What according to you, why is it special? Why is the kite festival so special in Ahmedabad? Now this is like a complex factual question, okay? So it needs to be a little bit bigger than the normal one. जो पहले के तीन थे was like a normal one line question, so you have to answer according to that. But now we have seen Ahmedabad mein, why is it special? Because there are a lot of points which are discussed in the chapter, right? So it has to be usually a big one. Okay, don't like this, don't end up complete, don't end the sentence, or don't end the answer in just one sentence. Okay, so you will write the International Kite Festival at Ahmedabad, organized by the Gujarat State Tourism Corporation, which is known as GSTC, attracts international kite flyers, right? They demonstrate their skills in flying exotic kites and local champions as well. Little Indian paper kites are compete with one of Japan, USA, UK and other countries, and thus this is how the kite festival is so special in Ahmedabad. So you have to write a bigger one. Okay, the next one is how, okay, what does a visit to Patang Bazaar prove? Okay, so we saw what does it prove, that the city is completely obsessed with kite flying, right? And people are all, yeah, that's enough, right? That it proves that people of that city, the country, that entire city is obsessed with kites. Next, how is the special thread for kite flying prepared? So we saw, right, that uncle demonstrates how they are prepared. So this is something which you can write by looking into the textbook, that how are they prepared, students, how are they prepared? We saw, right, that they, what do they do? अभी हम लोग ने just लास्ट में पढ़ा ना students. What do they do? They mix the glue and ground glass cover, right? Come to the second last paragraph on 63. They mix the special thread, how it is made. The mixture of glues and ground glass are covered on the line, and then they are dried. And then further they are rolled up, and that is how the thread is made. Next, what are tukals? What are tukals, dear? The illuminated box kites, often strung in one line, which are launched into the sky during the night, are called tukals. They are so beautiful that they add a grand beauty to the dark sky and compete with the brilliance of stars, right? Okay, so this is the questions which were besides the textbook. Now coming to the workshop, students, give the antonym and synonyms of the word below, choosing from those given. Now what is synonyms? Synonyms is the meaning having, the word having the same meaning. And what is antonyms? The one having the opposite meaning. The words over there are given, you just have to write. Like the first one is happily, so for happily you have to find the word which have a synonym box over there, and for antonym you have to find the word from that box. So I guess this is something which is easy, so this would be your homework. You guys have to do this. Now coming to subquestion 2, say whether the following statement are true or false. Fiberglass kites are led to creating power driven aeroplanes, right? Fiberglass था कि box वाला था. So this is something which you have to make sure you have to understand the chapter and then question it, answer it. Okay, so even this is something which is easy, so this would be your homework. Coming to subquestion 3, using points from the lesson, you have to write it from the lesson. You have to describe about the different types of kites, the International Kite Festival of Ahmedabad and the Kite Bazaar of Ahmedabad. Okay, so from the chapter you have to do it. So I think you guys can do it because you just have to find information from the chapter. So this again is your homework. Subquestion 4, you have just written after your first experiment of the Kite Festival in Gujarat, Ahmedabad. Okay, you were thrilled with the festival. Imagine that you have been to Gujarat and you have been a part of that Kite Festival. The performance, the experience was just amazing, was just another level. Okay, so you have to write a short report about the same festival for your local newspaper, and you have to give an attractive headline report is something you have done earlier, right, in your earlier classes. So you do it. Let me see how you guys are doing. I'm gonna teach you, but this would be also your homework. I want to see how you guys do it. Okay. And again, the next one, that you have your friends which are living in abroad. Okay, so you have to write a letter to them explaining how did you enjoy this festival. Okay, so till 4, sub question 4, you have to do your homework. Plus there would be some personal response question which I will give you out. So yeah, this would be your homework. I want all of you all to submit this homework on time. Okay, students, so yeah, that was it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have understood this video, and I'll see you all in the next lesson, in the next chapter, in the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Bye.